4-man mosh pit followed by a tomb. Oh no!
Oh, a huge light bomb coming in on the Genji, and that's a 5-man light bomb. They're gonna follow up, and they're gonna get 1, 2, 3 kills.
And it's gonna be everybody dying. Oh my God! When does this happen? Everybody's dead.
We're back. Once again. Well, not CWS, not CS. I forgot to change that one thing. I'm like, oh, I've done 2 CS casts, and I've completely forgotten about you can just change the divs over and misspell things, apparently. So, we have a Nexus Gaming Series Division C West cast. This time we have Collecting Countless Stars versus Borkside of the Moon. One of the teams, my team, Greg, has already played this season. The other team, I think we've got up in a few weeks. I still need to schedule just because some of us work shift work. So it's kind of hard to tell sometimes of when that match is, when necessarily we're going to be ready. Anyway, hopefully it's another good game. The series, we've had 2 good reverse sweeps so far. Again, as I said at the beginning of every series, don't know where it's going to go. I don't know what will happen in the series, but hey, we may get another one, or it may just be a 2-0. We won't find out till we get going. So, as you can see, the side of Collecting Countless Stars banned out Inferno, not Infernal Shrines, Battlefield of Eternity and Sky Temple, while Books of the Moon banned out Garden of Terror and Cursed Hollow. And then the first map picked was Infernal Shrines. That's probably the easier way to say it. So let me open up that map and go over here. In game. We're just waiting for it to load a little bit, because it does take its time sometimes. And there it is. So let's jump on over into the game. So starting with the left side of what I hope is Collecting Countless Stars is Hoku on the Unumbrak Bimetuo on the Dahaka, Kafazia on the Anduin, DMN 13 on the, not Demon 13, on the Tychus, and Mind is on the Gul'dan. And on the right hand side we see Yatre on the Hogger, Matlock is on the, I can't remember what heroes are called all of a sudden. Varian Bacon is Savannah, hence why we're going bottom first because of the cheese. Ikari on the Tessadar, and Silver Spy is on the Tyrande. That's what it's called, Tyrande. I'm just looking at it blankly like, yes, this hero has a name and I can't remember what the name is. But yep, here we go into the next kind of first fight of the game, as we do have a rotation advantage slightly over to the side of Borkside of the Moon, as they were able to clear mid, then come down, while meanwhile Hogger had to kind of catch up for that, and Dahaka is soon to follow. Well, we do see the side of Collecting Countless Stars is going to slow down the rotations of Borkside of the Moon. We do see Haunting Wave checks some bushes, and Demon 13 does have to kind of just back up, like a little bit of danger, not quite where you want to be if you're me. So they do just kind of run away to safety, not quite wanting to go down just to anything yet. We do actually have a very aggressive stance from Collecting Countless Stars, but they do know the opposition has Varian, and Varian can't necessarily step into anything prior to level 4 coming up, which they're still a couple of levels away from that. But I imagine once Taunt comes through, they'll do much better to make sure no one muscles them out quite as easily as they have been so far. Let's have a look bottom. We do have Matlock pushing into Hoku. We do have Hogger clearing mid. We do have bottom camp being taken by the rest of Borkside of the Moon. So we're doing all the right things. Just we've still got to step on and actually get stuff rolling, as the blue team does take that. Actually, as I say, the side of Collecting Countless Stars actually invades and takes it over. Because again, without that tank, it becomes much more difficult. We do now have Ikari and Ko just doing damage, and level 4 is our first beside Collecting Countless Stars. But now we hear that taunt coming out, and when in an awkward position, and that is a taunt follow-up. That's just training wheels, baby, as that is a taunt into stun into kill. And that is a good turnaround. That's actually good first blood by the side of Borkside of the Moon. Up until then, there hadn't been a single kill but no, that was the first one. As now we see a stun, we see a root, we see a stun, we see a wall. Actually, that wall also makes it such a difficult follow-up for them, as that will be whoever gets caught by the taunt will actually be in a lot of danger. But give me a moment. Because I just need to reply to someone. As I'm going to just note that both these camps are being taken. I'm going to put it directly on here, because otherwise things are going to happen before I forget. Because we are seeing camps being taken. Looking at what quest we have on the field. Only quest we have on the field for Borkside of the Moon is that Tyrande stun. Because as that gets up, there's going to be a quicker burst, so on and so forth. Otherwise, we have Gul'dan with Q build, not something you see very often. Enhanced agility to Haka, piercing light Anduin, and the auto attack speed Master Assassin Tychus. We do see a nice double stun coming out from Tyrande, doing a decent amount of damage. Hoku is trying to stay on top of him. Yate and Matlock getting relatively low. In particular, let's close this so I can move the camera up, because apparently this is where all the action is happening. As we do see now, Matlock is going to get taunt out once again. We didn't quite see that stun up as early as maybe it would liked, but they did take it. And Hogger has found the infinite up, not quite infinite spin, as they do kind of get launched out of the objective, as it is objective in favour of Borkside of the Moon. Yate doing their best to kind of get out and do what they can to clear, and that will be 33 now for the side, 35 now for the side of it, 36. Borkside of the Moon just progressively stepping up there, as that is now actually a Nubrak going down first, Demon going down next, and that is going to need to be a backpedal from the side of collecting countless stars, as the first objective of the Mortar Punisher will go over to Borkside of the Moon, and they have Sylvanas. They have something to turn off these towers, but that's going to be a problem in just a few moments. So I'm finally going to finish off his messages. We do see black arrows being used on that fort, sorry, as that will go down in just a few moments. There it is. So despite there being kind of a weird start to the game, we do see Borkside of the Moon has taken now that first keep fort. So this could either be a fast one, or this can take a while. It's going to be hard to know which way it's going to go just yet. Because I imagine once Gul'dan gets stacked, the objective is actually going to be more in favor of Borkside of the Moon. Actually, the damage that Gul'dan can put out will be very interesting, because we see this bound by saying some more corruptions. We're going to probably see the Q at 13 and 16. I enjoy Q build Gul'dan. I'm also bad at Gul'dan, so I'm not much to go by. And we do now have the opposite of occurring. Oh, Anduin has been found. Silver Spike wasn't quite in position to get that stun off. Well, Hoku has been now separated because of that electric fence, but however, there isn't quite anything follow-up in it. Mito does try to get the tongue onto Bacon. Bacon, however, dodges it. They aren't going to quite go down that easily this time. And there will be a... Still something just picturing this building. This is already like a lot open this early on. Fortunately, next objective is top. So they will have at least that forward up for a while. And we do now have heroic talents coming through the side of Borkside of the Moon. You see Hoku is just escaping as they did come down onto it. Pool being used. Matlock was looking for that taunt but wasn't able to find it. Speaking of taunt, let's have a look at the other heroics. We have Hogger going the Slam, Seismic Slam, Shockwave, Starfall from Tyrande, Black Hole from the Tassadar, and Bacon went Sylvanas. Nice work, me. Bacon did indeed go that. Actually, she hasn't made up her mind. As we do now have a push in. Yep, mind control. Oh, if Nubrak gets mind control here, this is actually deadly for him. And actually, yep, there it is. We have such a good combo there between the taunt, the stun, the mind control, and the electric fence. That's very hard for anyone to get out. However, Varian is actually needs to go down, because that was an excellent horrify from Gul'dan, because then Tyrande was next to follow. And that now what was a bad fight for them. Sure, they lost a fort. They managed to get 2 kills and actually managed now to catch up. Other things to note, we do have Cocoon from Nubrak. We do have Commandeer Odin from Tigers, which very good for the objective. We have the Isolation to Haka, as well as Light Bomb Anduin. So, be interested to see where we go from here. We now have actually the blue team looking to invade, as they know they do have now the number advantage. However, this Hogger on this camp makes it a bit hard. However, their trait did disappear, and now that is camp going over to the side of collecting countless stars. I feel like the teams are collecting more of the enemy camps, the opposition camps, as they are their own camps at this point. They're just like, yeah, let's go! And they're just doing it right. Next shrine is active. This time we're going to have, I don't know by looking over there, I think it's mortar. Frozen shrine, never mind. This doesn't mean anything. And you won't see the color of the crystal until the shrine is active. Meanwhile, oh yeah, we're already on like defending keep duty. This is such a problem for collecting countless stars. By no means is it a death sentence, but man, it means they have to be on top of it with these fights, and they have to be on top of it with the macro. Fortunately, having a global such as the Haka is very good for this, because it means he can be clearing there one moment and then going up the next. Because I imagine we're going to see 13s being tried to squeeze out. Silver Spy has been found with that route. We do see an excellent pull by Anduin, and then Hoku had that EQ'd, so they're able to get out even further. Tongue doesn't quite find its target, but that's alright. We are still early on in the fight, and Bimuto will have it back down soon enough. They just need to auto-attack a few minions, and it'll be back in just no time. Matlock doesn't quite find anyone with that Q. We don't actually see Cuba. We are that classic taunt build. We do see Tongue coming out. We see actually a lot of damage coming out onto the Varian, and Varian will be next to go down. Now Tyrande is in an awkward position, and Silver Spy is now caught between a rock and a hard place, and will be Silver Spy taking a lot of damage, but will be actually no, it's Nubrak needs to go down, then Silver Spy, then we see the shockwave from Hogger as they're trying to get Bimuto down. As Mind is actually getting relatively low as well. 13s are now through for both sides. As we do see that Objective, oh, Tongue just hits a minion, takes it out. And Objective is in favor of collecting countless stars. But again, this is a Frozen Punisher. And because you already have Sylvanas, you don't really need for Frozen, like, yeah, sure, it's nice to get Frozen Punisher, because it is still a Punisher. But you don't really need it too much for its ability if you're one team, but you definitely need it for the other, because it will help very much even things out, as they still have, collecting countless stars still has this heavy macro pressure on them that they need to kind of help deal with. Right, so let's see how the side of collecting countless stars utilizes Punisher. As it jumps on to Matlock. Matlock gets a decent amount of punch into his head. And that will be this gate going down quickly. And we have I actually seen that there's the Frost Novas going off? As that will be a good freeze onto that. Hoku getting relatively deep. Does barely clip the Variant of the Light Bomb. We see Taunt coming out. We see a lot of damage coming out. Once again, Tyrande is put into the Cocoon. However, Akari is actually... Tassadar is one of the better ones to get rid of Cocoon, I imagine, just because of VW, just because of his auto attack as well. It clears things out relatively quickly. And we actually have a 5v4 coming out. Actually, no, Yashua stuck in an awkward position, does manage to get a nice little hog spin, meaning they're able to get back to safety without any kind of immediate danger stunning them. God, this Porter Hawker is actually working his ass off, trying to make sure that the team has the experience they need and that their buildings aren't getting pushed too heavily into. But now we may see another fight just coming out of this camp, but no, it's already been taken by the side of Collecting Countless Stars, and Hogger, while was in danger, that was an excellent wall to kind of split the team, and only Anduin's found by that shockwave. So that electric fence really did the job to make sure that their hero, their friend Yatre would just hold on that bit longer. We do see now Hog spinning, we do see a taunt, we do see a stun, we do see a very low Anubrak, and we see them die. Unfortunate if you're Anubrak, but hey, collecting countless stars, you're doing well at the moment. You gotta have something to humble you every now and again. Right, so let's see where we are going to go. What is happening? That's what's happening, cool. And then we have Akari, everything's making sense so far. Everyone's just kind of playing safely a little bit. We see everyone's not want to be that first one to make a mistake, so we do see the kind of slower pacing of things currently. But we do now have 16th through for the side of collecting countless stars. Let's have a look. We do have Epicenter Nubrak, not surprised. We do say full cube, overkill build. Oh, we do have a very dead Darker, by the way. Again, we had that taunt into Tyrande stun into silence. Mind control, and that will be now another fort going over. But meanwhile, we have Tychus and co pushing through bottom as they're like, actually, they're getting our building, let's get theirs. Come on, go over Q talent. I know we know you want to. Show me what you got. Do it. Do it. We do see now that I'm gonna go elsewhere. I do see now that the Bruiser camp is being invaded. Once again, we're getting more camps taken, more of the opposition's to camps taken than your own. Hoku is the first one in. They're going actually for the backline first. Epicenter barely finds it. Light Bomb coming out. Actually goes on Tassadar this time because, yeah, again, Tassadar is the one best to melt the cocoons. Demon 13 awkward situation. Anduin pulls him back to be a more safe spot, let's say. His mind was actually pumping out damage. We do see that Q16. It's such a fun talent to me. But yeah, it is what it is. And that is a big, actually relatively big fight without any kills going out. Very good plays by both teams. Interesting pull there by Anduin. Okay, here's heal and pull. And once again, we have now the team doing their opposition's camp. Yatre is being kind of held out by Hoku. And yeah, it'll be camp going over to the side of collecting countless stars. So this is very much feeling like collecting countless stars are back ahead of this map, despite them being down structures and kills. We do now see that we are in an awkward position if you're Matlock. However, mind control means that Nubrak can't do much about it, so we'll go on top of it Sylvanas instead. However, we do see Silver Spy tries to get the heal off, but Varian will go down in the end. Right, so what do we need to do here if we're Borkside of the Moon? Heavily push a lane. No, you can't always just macro. This is definitely a strong objective. It is only an Arcane Punisher this time, so not the end of the world if they don't get it. But it can still do decent havoc and actually finally neutralize that bottom lane, which I imagine collecting countless stars have been very much looking... What did the building do to you that you want to bloody hit it with a root? But that very much now will even out the catapult pressure that's been happening bottom this whole time. Which, if you are the side... I forgot to update my title. Which, if you are the side of collecting countless stars, very important because it means you're... what's his name? Dahaka doesn't have to keep going back and forth to kind of stop that ever-present tide that was the Catters. See, Mind Control go out, did find Hoku, but they are able to survive as Arcane Punisher. It is going to chase Bacon up, and we are now getting that front gate being pushed into by the rest of the team, while the Punisher focuses the building in the back. Yatre is now coming in from behind. We do see a warning ping coming out. I don't know if that's because they know he's here, or whether it's because the ally team warning that he's here, but it is him pushing in. We do now see that the side of... it's a taunt, that's a nice pull coming out. Again, only a Nubrak is found by the stun, and we do see a Lightbomb coming out as they decide that this is actually not a fight they want, disengaging. That will be a lot of heroics actually used, but again, nothing really going down too much. We do now see this objective is going to be going over, or not objective, camp is going to start being taken by collecting countless stars, and Borkside of the Moon is unable to step on it. We're starting to notice very much a theme here that one team wants to get there while the other team can't quite get there in time. Let me finally finish this title before I forget. But so well at remembering to update it this time as well. Borkside of Moon. Done. Title updated. Go me. Now this camp... I keep calling camps objectives recently. I don't know why. I know for a full fact they're not objectives, but in my head I'm like, objective. Yes, take it. No, it was just a siege camp being taken by the side of Borkside of the Moon. Once again, taking the opposition's camp. Like, if we just look at these camps here. You're like, oh yeah, this side should be taken by red, this side should be taken by blue. Nope! But we do now have storm talents through the side of collecting countless stars, so let's have a look at that. We do have Inner Light by Anduin. Rewind to Nubrak. Haunt on the Gul'dan. Big Red Button Tychus, and Contagion from Dahaka. Meanwhile, I should note that Borkside of the Moon isn't actually too far behind in terms of heroics. However, that is Varian eating a lot of damage. Protect comes out barely in time, able to hold him on a bit longer. And we do see Tyranda's actually... Silver Spy is going to go back into danger zone. Thank you to that Haunt. Malok's trying their best to stop him. And actually, that is Tychus going down first, then followed by Hoku. That they actually won that fight, winning that fight down 19. So we do see Paul coming out of mind. Bermuda just... Oh no. Oh no. Goodbye, Gul'dan. Goodbye, Gul'Daniel. Double root being hit by Cafazia. And we just see Anduin slowly jogging out of there as he's used both his pulls. He doesn't have that 130% move speed anymore. Bacon peppering him down. Does stop him again. Nope, they aren't quite able to get out. They just kind of need to keep running. That poison wasn't going to kill them immediately. They just need to step further back and take that gamble on they're going to live. But now we have the side of Borkside of Moon pushing into the fort, getting aggressive. And it's actually a middle. The shrine is in the middle this time, so they are opening up their win condition. I don't know if they can quite end here, but they're definitely going to be in a good position to put the pressure on, so to speak. Red team has destroyed a fort. And blue team's core is now under attack. But will they be able to end? Team members are coming up in just a few moments. We see Anubrak is up, we see Tigers is up, we see the cooldown's not too far off, we see Tahako actually relatively low but not still down. And this feels like a bit of a misstep now because we are just staying a bit too long, and that's going to be a few kills now over to the side of Goodnick Countless Stars as Yatra is actually relatively low, 34% now on core. Matlock is wailing on it, Silverfire doing the best as well, but Tassadar is down, that's a large chunk of the damage. However, again, there's now these Catters and stuff pushing in 9, 8, 7. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no! 2% left on core. Oh, Borkside of a move. This is not even the first map this time this has happened. Oh, 2%. Are we going to get an end call now from the side of Borkside of a Moon, or are we just going to get a trade? Oh, this is what one of my friends would call a disaster. Sorry, a bit more monotonous, but just like, oh, disaster. But yep, this is now going to be pushing up into the bottom keep, and I'm wondering if they are going to choose to end now. They do have Beetles to assist them in this. So yeah, it looks like it will be an end call from the side of Collecting Countless Stars. That really shows how one late game fight can make any map go either way. Mind control coming out onto Tahaka to Anubrak. Anubrak taking a decent amount of damage, but they are still summoning those Beetles, wanting to make sure they just stop in front of Sylvanas. Drops a nice web wrap on them, and that will be core going down to 40. This time it doesn't look like it's going to end as easily as the last one, as Hoku holds on. Actually, Hoku will go down, but that is the core also going down, and that will be the first game of the series going over to Collecting Countless Stars. Okay, we're here to play, boys. Let's go. So let's have a look at our game summary screen and see what happened. Even kills, very even in structures as well. Very even soak from Hogger and Tahak. Like, this is just an even game. This very much can go either way, is essentially is what it boils down to. A little bit more healing from Anduin, a little bit more healing damage from Gul'dan, so it did eventually go in their favour, but it's still tense all the way up to the end. Let's have a look at talent. Thing to note, Q build Gul'dan, interesting. And once he did get that kind of quest off, it did definitely help with those objectives. Other things to note. No, not really. Nothing to really kind of write home about per se, because it's all kind of straightforward builds. Maybe level 7 because we see Grenade, then we saw Relentless Soldier, then the W's, the Q's, so that's maybe the other weird thing, but it worked out in the end for Collecting Countless Stars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it over to map view by just messing up my scene entirely. And let's see what the next map is to give us, shall we? Let's just quit this replay. Let's open up this maybe map 2 folder. And we have, Volskaya Industry, okay. Oh, sorry, Volskaya Foundry. Volskaya Industry, I think, is the Overwatch map name. Like, yes, this is an Overwatch map, but Volskaya Industry is the name of the Overwatch map. Yes. Anyway, let's get into it. As we will just jump on over here first, as we have, starting with Borkside of Moon this time, we have Tin on the... there's Tin. I was wondering when Tin would make an appearance. Tin on the Greymane, Bacon on the Anduin. Wait. Wasn't Bacon Sylvanas last time? Yes. Matlock on Joanna, Yatre on Blaze, and who am I missing? Silver Spy. Oh, that's why. Silver Spy was... Yes. Ufa. Love Ufa. Love a double heal comp. This is probably the map we see double heal comp of. And on the other side, we see Ear Cypher on the... I can't remember his name. Hanzo. Cafrazia on the Stukov, Hoku on the Varian, Namuto on the Samuro, who I also love. Oh, my two favorites are in here. Three of my favorites are in here, and Demon 13 is on Chromie. I love Samuro. I love playing Chromie. It was two of my favorite heroes in those roles. With me off-lane in the damage slots. But I love Ufa more. Ufa's just my favorite healer, man. Just look at him. It's not Lumberjack Ufa, but it's still Ufa. So let's see where this is going to go. We see Silence coming out from Kefazir. Tin just getting that damage out. We do see now damage just being poured out. Matlock and Tin just taking those Chromie shots and just having to back out. But again, this is a map very much where you clear, rotate, clear, rotate, clear, rotate, clear, rotate. Oh, look, an objective, we're going to stand there for a bit, clear, rotate, so on and so forth. I do like what one of the teams are doing before. Okay. You're actually trying to kill a Samurai. That's difficult, lemon difficult. Especially if you don't have like a hard engaged tank, kind of like a Taunt Varian or a Diablo. It's very hard to figure out what... Okay, obviously, you know, neither of these ones are the real one because they couldn't step onto the objective. Well, when they did, they didn't flip it. But they are still going to get the turret. Meanwhile, I do like to play by collecting countless stars to get the kind of upper support camp while they're there, because they did know that majority of, if not all of Borkside of the Moon were bottom. But 2 turrets is going to be a lot to deal with for this first objective phase. Be fun to see what happens, let's say. They may have thought about invading, but decide no, they weren't going to quite get there in time. Imagine we're going to see Taunt picked up. Yep, there's that shield. Sword and Board is now active. And they don't quite have the blow up that Borkside of the Moon had with their comp, but they're still going to do a lot. Also, Blaze is pretty... Fun fact, Blaze is actually pretty decent to Sam, because of his auto attacks being like an AoE cone, as well as his Qs and oils being good AoEs as well. It definitely helps slow down the Samurai. Silver Spy now doing the best just to clear this wave. They're not... What are they at level 4? Let's have a look. I haven't actually looked. We're a full Q build so far. Ufa, because you don't need to be W build. W build you really don't need to be if you're a main healer. But if you're not going to go full into the sunset, single Q targets are very good. Easy Cypher does do a little flip over wall just to get out. And to note just some stacking talents over here, we have W build Hanzo, we have Q build Chromie, and we have Q build Ufa, so Q quest there, as well as Subdue on Joanna, so we have actually quite a few stacking quests. But hey, it'll be fun to watch. Demon 13 was kind of stepping up Tin just kind of has to back out. Again, once again, we see trading going on between Bermudo and Yatre. Yes. So I'm going to keep an eye on the map. But like, yes. 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 But yeah, we're just having a lot of posturing so far. Both teams getting relatively close to 7. Blaze is just here now. They do use the oil to kind of help Joe get out. Joe probably very thankful for that oil spill right about now. Let's have a look. Oh, sorry, I'm just checking what Blaze is. Okay, Blaze is that standard kind of off-lane auto-attack build. As you do see, 7s are now through first for the side of Borkside of the Moon. And imagine 7s are not going to be soon for them as well. I imagine we're going to see Burning Blade from the Samurai, because it just helps us wave clear. Yep, what a surprise. And now we're going to have a team fight coming out. Keep in mind, Tin very much needs to stay alive this comp. Tin is the hyper carry for the double support comp. We do see both turrets are out and actually peppering the team. Bermudo is in a little bit of danger. Tin chasing them down. Does actually hit the flask, and I will have to actually... I can't focus that just because Sam is a bit too slippery to catch, and I can't guarantee it's going to be content. But we now see Tin coming back up. We see Madlock actually getting relatively low, even with that double support. But yeah, we're running out of options here because both the team is running out of like resources. Zilspy relatively low, Yatre relatively low in mana, Madlock low in health and mana, and that will be the Punisher going over to this Protector going over to the side of collecting countless stars. Let's have a look. Greymane is Wizened Duelist, whatever you want to call it. And that will be very important coming into the later stages of the game because Greymane is just using this Punisher as a free stacking tool. Sorry, I just hit my mic. Free stacking tool, essentially. Oh, he caught hands. Meanwhile, we have a duel between Yatre and Bermuda going down here, but now I see it is starting to move more in the Samurai's favor in terms of fighting. Tin is still stacking off this objective. He's at 11 stacks now of... Oh, that's a slow auto attack. He's doing his best. He just needs to back out now. He's gone 13 stacks. He doesn't need to be more greedy, because for those who don't know how Wise Endurance works, if you die, you lose half of your stacks, which is a lot. It's a lot to lose. So even at 13 now, he'd go down to 7, 6, I'd imagine. 10 now in orc position away from the rest of his team. Does for a flask out, doesn't quite find its target. We see now the rest of the team kind of rotating around to help him deal with everything. So I imagine I'm gonna make some guesses. I'm gonna make some educated guesses. Also to note, we do already have a heroic on ability down with Chromie, slowing sands, which is gonna make it much harder for Borkside Moon to step in. But let's take a guess. We're gonna probably see Light Bomb Anduin. We're gonna see like Tin probably go for Throat, Silver Spider D Shield, Matlock Divine. Also a shield. I don't know. Taunt variants are also already available. I don't know. Swipes. Let's just stop talking about that. As we do see Matlock being relatively low, Tin is actually trying to hold on as well. Double Sword not doing best. Actually, we do see Curse Board picked up. Then we see the Divine Shield, followed by Bunker, Light Bomb Anduin. And what else do we have? We have Joanna still making up her mind. I imagine it's going to be Blessed Shield, but it could still very much be Light Bomb. Yeah, no, there it is. I was supposed to say Light Bomb. I was supposed to say Falling Sword Light Bomb combo. On the other side, we see not Control Chaos, 720. Flailing Swipes from Stukov. We've already talked about Variant, we've already talked about Chromie. We have Blade Storm Samurai, which does very much help in macro. And we have Dragon Arrow and Hanzo. These cowards aren't going Dragon Strike, even though it is definitely the worst one of the two up until 20. But that means you actually need to plan to get to 20. Alright, so let's see where we go from here. Top objective should be getting called soon, I'd imagine, as these teams are both doing camps. There's this one Valiant minion just sitting here, but will go down soon enough. Samurai doing a split push thing. It's Samurai, I don't know what you expect. He does split push things. It is his job. That is his purpose sometimes. He is now Beyblading on a wave, and we do see caught in a call maybe to get Chromie. Not quite going to be able to get there because without... Oh, it's actually hard to say because you don't necessarily have a good engage per se. Blaze is very much your engage hero, but he isn't the offlane a lot of the time. So you either have Blaze Charge or Matlock's Blessed Shield as your engage. Speaking of which, we are probably going to see it come out in a few moments. Nope, we do not. We do see a slow coming out. There's Blessed Shield now, actually. Curse Bolt gets used. And that will be Stukov going down. Actually dropping the healing camp, which... not ideal. Alright, listen. I just want to watch Samurai. I love Samurai, man. He make me happy. But now the next objective is up, and we'll see what team gets it and what they decide to do with it. Because I imagine, typically now we see bottom objective being opened up for or bottom lane getting opened up most to be ended with. But there's no guarantee that's going to be the case. As we do now see 13's are through for the side of Borkside and Moon. As they are just slowly building their experience lead. Sure, it's not much currently, but it is still definitely slowly developing to be in their favour, despite Samurai trying their best to keep his team in it. I heard a Dragon Arrow. As Greymane actually goes down first, that is half his stacks of Wisdom Duelist lost. And that is a good fight if you are the side of collecting countless stars. As you have forced basically the side of Borkside and Moon back. He was at 22 stacks? Oh no! That was a very important kill for the side of collecting countless stars. That is 22% attack damage just lost all of a sudden by the Greymane. And Yatre is now just going to go back to his soaking duty. Because that one kill from collecting countless stars made it much more even in terms of experience. So we are going to now have to have Yatre and Bermuda just kind of juice it out just to get them back in a kind of even contention or give themselves back ahead depending on who you are. Tin now is looking for vengeance. Hanzo does find a nice scatter arrow to kind of finish that quest off. Tin not wanting to be the one getting taunted. Not wanting to one get taunted. We do see D-Shield coming out now as he is going in. Kefzia now in awkward situation. Tin gets slapped back, is now in the poop. And is Slowing Santa will go down, and we've lost yet another 6 of those stacks. They're now down to 6 Wiz and Duel stack. Stun coming out onto Bacon. Bacon now in danger. We do have Hunter Blade waiting on top of him. Bacon doing their best to run, but they will go down to Hoken V end. They did light bomb themselves, but too little too late. They just need another W to keep them up. And that actually means now that we have collecting countless stars in the lead. From what was the favor of Borkside Moon is now collecting countless stars favor, which don't let my boy Ufa down, guys. But in saying that, go Samurai, go Samurai, go Samurai. So, Greymane's back up. Greymane is going to use this objective to stack. We know these 2 factors. I'm surprised he's not move speed. Tin now in a bit of an awkward spot to really kind of do anything. We do see now that this Protector is going to be pushing in top. And I hope they kind of fight behind it. Yep. They're going to go look immediately to dive behind it. Kefzia does have a nice flailing swipes, meaning that they're able to get out. At least they're able to get people off of them. Tin's going deep for it, but however they decide to now change target back to the Immortal, the Punisher, Protector. Protector's a word for it. Look, man, I don't know at this point. I'm just saying words. Joanna actually goes down here, and that is now in all position if you are Borkside Moon, because collecting countless stars now has the talent advantage, which not ideal if you're Borkside Moon. But I do like that after a little bit of being behind this game, collecting countless stars has come back and now can make it interesting. Is now making it interesting. It's always been interesting to me, but oh, this is a map, right? This is a map that makes me yawn. Which I may break after this. But right, let's see, as that will be the first building of the game going down, as 16s are now through for Borkside Moon. Tin getting those stacks that he can. Does get absolutely cheated out by the Punisher while he rolled. I called it Punisher again. Protector. Heck, man. As he's already back up to 16 stacks, we do see everything's looking pretty stacked. Oh, I love Ufa, man. Sorry, I just keep looking. Where is he? Let me zoom in. Look at him. Anyway. Oh no, we don't have a fight coming up. Let's just zoom back in. Grab and move. Look at Ufa. Look at him. Wonderful. Anyway, zooming back out. We do have Tin stacking off Samurai just a little bit, which honestly not a terrible idea, but is kind of rolling up to the friendly team. Paul coming out, we do hear Curse Him Hoku. But we see Silver Spider's first one go down. However, Ufa being lost versus an end of world, Tin gets a nice double stun out as they were kind of stuck in the slow sands, but we're just kind of doing their best to get everything on it. And now Tin is stepping into Hoku, not the best idea, into a taunt variant. But that will be still the taunt variant going down. It will be a nice double stun by Yatra in the backline, and that will be the first one going down. Also, hi Ektar, hope you're doing well today. Just saw you pop up with a Kiwi in there, which is perfectly reasonable. And we do now have 17 to 17, so once again, one team gets a couple of kills, from this time 3 kills to 1, and it makes things even. Next objective may be called soon, not quite sure on the timings there. But we do have quite an interesting double support comp up into a pretty standard, normal double damage comp. I am doing well as well, just a bit tired. I've done maybe 2 series so far. My Division C extravaganza that I am apparently doing today inadvertently, which I've decided just to run with. But we do see it now that Bunker is dropped, and that will be the bottom keep fort. I can never remember which way around there. Bottom building going down to the side of Borkside of the Moon, making things even in terms of buildings, and actually putting them ahead in experience once again. Right. We do have Samurai, just Beyblade. I love Samurai, man. I'm just so happy he's here. I'm just so happy he's playing a game. We do now have the siege camp being taken by the side of Borkside of the Moon. The collecting countless stars one isn't up for another couple minutes, but it looks like they're just planning on pushing into bottom. Thing note, we do have Storm Talent. Chromie has picked up her Piercing Sands, which on these objectives will do a lot, especially with that spell power bonus from Varian. Oh, this may be an awkward position if you are... Oh, Shield actually manages to find its target. We see Varian's actually getting locked down for quite a while. Oh, that's a very dead Varian. Excellent 4-man stun by ES Cypher, but that is, however, got them going down, and they will be chased by Matlock and 10, but 10 manages to find the kill here. Cypher's backing out. Doesn't... Oh, actually, Ufa manages to get him with the Q. Ufa manages to find the level 4 Q to take him down. That's good to hear, Icta. I do like good games. I do like weird games. I do like the weird ones. Especially if there's no Infernal Shrines involved. Anyway, they are now going to be taking the fortification camp of the opposite side once again, as collecting countless stars are having their stuff taken by Borkside of the Moon. Right, and we're going to have... I imagine someone's still going to inject soon, but we do now have Storm Talents through for the side of Borkside of the Moon. We have... I actually don't know what this... I don't know what this... I talk about how much I love Ufa. I have no clue what this talent is called, because I never pick it. I pick either one that gives you 50 armor or AoE D shield. I don't pick Redemption, and it's probably my biggest sin. But we see Redemption on Ufa. We do see... I don't know what it's called either. Radiating Faith Joanna. Tooth and Claw? Yep, Tooth and Claw by the Greymane. Inner Fury, Inner Light by the Anduin, and Fortified Bunker from the Blaze. I had a feeling. It wouldn't. Anyway, that's alright. I've accepted my fate as to I'll always be casting Infernal Shrines almost every series. Anyway, Bermuda now in August, a little bit in lane, but it's a Samurai. Just leave him be. It's kind of pointless trying to chase down the Samurai sometimes, as he just starts Beyblading at your wave and just leaves. Right, to briefly touch on now the Storm Talents of collecting out the stars, we have Stukov. Okay, Stukov's holding his, so I imagine he'll be going Control Chaos. So what you do is use Flailing Swipes, and then you pick Control Chaos, so you get all 3 charges of the Control Chaos swipes, the big single swipes. Otherwise, we do see Glory to the Alliance. Where is it? Yeah, Glory to the Alliance on the Varian. I need to zoom out because of how everyone's positioned. As I said, Chromium with Piercing Sands. We have Windwalker, Windstrider from Samurai. I'm just forgetting names. And Player of the Game from Hanzo. I realize more and more when I cast, I don't look at the name of talents. I just know what they look like. I'm, oh yeah, that one. It's in that position. And then just like pick it. Do have a nice... Oh, Light Bomb hitting... So Light Bomb coming out, excellent combo, but we do now then see Arrow coming out, and we do see Greymane finishes out his quest. There's a little bit of danger. We do see Tin trying his best to survive. Does take out the 2 in the backline, gets out with barely 60 health. Yeah, we see that Fortified Bunker in the middle of the Slowing Sands, and that will be Hoku going down. Objective going over to the side of Borkside of the Moon, and I imagine we're going to have him march at bottom and end. And as I said, this is why you want to get bottom keep open. Because once that's open, you can push in with this protector, and there's not much people can do to stop you. Keep in mind that now, Ufa is the one in the building while Blaze is pushing? I imagine we'd have seen Blaze with the actual protector, but maybe not. And Greymane probably does enough to not even bother about getting in it. As we see, it's just being torn apart. And we still only have 2 members up for the side of collecting count stars. The next one, Stukov, is only coming up in a few moments, and he hasn't actually picked his Storm Talent yet. So Ufa is just solo hitting this as, oh, excellent Curse Bullet, and that will actually be Hanzo going down. Demon 13 is now also relatively low. That's it's a long ice block, my dude. It's a 5-second invul. Oh, Tin is dead. So now we're probably going to see Yatra get in the protector. Nope, we're just going to have it cleared. And that will be the game going over the side of Borkside of the Moon. It feels like every single map I find, every single game I cast is Infernal Shrines for Icta. You don't see as I'm just unlucky. But yeah, that was Volskaya Foundry going over to the side of Borkside of the Moon. So let's have a quick look at our game summary screen as we do this. Oh gosh, my thing is broken again, of course it is. Let's just do this. As I need to restart my casting overlay apparently, because it's going to be like that today. That may just be in between games or after this one. So, having a look at talents to start. We do see anything that stand out to me in particular. Hello, I see. Yeah, that was a rough one to watch, Silver, I'm going to be honest. That was it happens sometimes. Anyway, Talents, everything makes sense. Stukov never actually picked his Storm talent, so hard to tell what he was going to go there. I will always hypothesize that if he's holding it, it likely means Controlled Chaos is going to be the pick at 20, but a bit hard to tell. Other than that, I did like the double sport comp. I did say at the beginning I am a little bit biased towards Ufa. If I see Ufa, I'm like, yes, yes, yes. In saying that, I also am a bit biased towards Samurai as well, as they're sort of kind of my main characters at the moment. Anything else that stands out in terms of talent, however, no, it doesn't. Everything kind of makes sense. We haven't seen that Silence Root in a while, reactive... I can't remember what it's called. Virulent Reaction. We haven't seen it in a while. A lot of people have been favoring the reset as of late, but hey, it did actually work out. Managed to get rid of 15 stacks of Grey Mains, Wise and Jaws at the end. And that's the other major thing that stands out, Wise and Jaws. But there was a double support comp, and that's probably kind of one of the main times you do want to run it / can run it. Let's have a quick look at talents at the end. Chromie actually did a lot of damage, even with a hypercarry. Greyman wasn't quite there, but in the end, that double support was just a bit too much for the side of Collecting Countless Stars to push through, as Borkside and Moon did take map number 2. So let's have a look at where we are going next. As I enter this, click exit on this replay, and open up my folder that says map 3 ? Because apparently that's how I sort things these days. And we have Tomb of the Spider Queen. Right on. I do like Tomb of the Spider Queen. It's definitely a map that can definitely go longer, so it will be a fun one to watch. But it very much feels like with how both these teams have been going, it can go either way. Oh, this one's a treat. Oh, this is going to be a fun one, right? I've just seen some stuff. I just like see it opening up. I'm like, oh man, that's a comp from Collecting Countless Stars, and I'm going to talk about them first because I've clicked wrong. I've clicked wrong thing. What am I doing? I'm not doing this right. On the left-hand side, we have the Maduro on the TLV. The Lost Vikings are in. ES Cypher. Did I really just forget to change it properly? I don't know. ES Cypher is on the Tychus. Hoku and is on the Anubrak. Mind on the Li Ming. And Kefazia on the Lucio. And then on the right-hand side, we have Matlock on the... Oh gosh. What's the big lizard called? Diablo. Bacon is on Anduin, Akari is on Hanzo, Tin is on the Gazebo, and Yatre is on the Blaze. What do you mean this comp is incorrect? How is this comp incorrect? It's fun. It's supposed to be healer once again, but also at least they let you sub it out, because I don't know if you actually start a draft or not, but hard to tell sometimes. But interesting. I'm assuming that as per every map that Tin plays, Phoenix was banned. I just assume that is the case at this point, because I know how much of a zealot he is for Phoenix. We do hear minigun getting activated, so let's have a look at what we have with talents. As we're going to have double soak having top mid, as Vikings going to try to pick up what we can as well. Note, Spiders from the Naz, we have Scatter Arrow from the Hanzo. Yep. And we have, that's actually all the stacking quests we have. Other thing to note is Spy Games from Eric, so he's going to be invisible every now and again. You know what the worst thing is? I read Mutanus and think about Hearthstone. Basically all my knowledge of World of Warcraft comes from Hearthstone. Which kind of just shows how much I've actually played WoW. Good little bits of trade. Both teams are kind of making sure that neither team gets a distinct advantage. Blaze is about to have a little bit of a cut of company from ES Cypher, but won't be quite able to go down just because of his health pool is still pretty decent, even with that minigun going at it. The minigun can only last so long before Yatre is able to, before it runs out and Yatre is able to get out. We do see, okay, that Mutanus was out a while ago. Hoku is going to go for a little bit of dive and will not quite get that. We do now have waves being cleared. Also, what the hell is Hector on about? I don't know, I give up on Hector. Anyway, we do have waves being cleared by both teams once again. Both teams actually working pretty comfortably towards next to the first-handed. Definitely, we have an advantage now coming over quickly for the side of... Borkside of... I just had a mental blank. I looked at Borkside of Moon. I looked at the team, looked over at my stream, went, ah, that's right, that's what they're called. But no, it's still relatively even-handed. Really, like, 2 at it. And we do see Naz is considering doing it. But no, we'll step up back towards B-mid and get most stacks Naz so desires. Nice stun by Matlock, however, Hoku is able to get out thanks to that Q, meaning that their Q talent, meaning they're able to back out. The green heroes? I guess they did play Samurai last one. We do actually have now Lucio and ES Cypher taking this bottom camp. Hoku is basically going to interrupt Tin if they try to rotate, but Tin is playing very safe currently. I say very safe, but they're slowly stepping up more and more. But imagine they should at least think something's up, because no one's shown in a while. Tin manages to dodge the Q from Hoku, does drop wall, is going to have to start running up now. He's going to give it a little good run around, but movement from Tin is actually pretty good, but that is still going to be them going down. No teleport, because they're not Phoenix. Well, phase warp, whatever it's called. But they will go down, unfortunately. However, we do see that Borkside of the Moon does have hand in, while the side of collecting countless stars is still about 10 off. So definitely advantage now over the side of Borkside of the Moon, as collecting countless stars is going to have to start watching it. However, Vikings, well, they can be very good at watching the objective, as you have so many bodies just covering so much space. Nope. Matlock was told, no, you're not allowed to touch any of these Siege Giants. They are Siege Giants, and Matlock's like, come on, man. But no, he felt the wave of music and is being forced back out. Does try to get on top of Hoku. Doesn't quite get a flip. It's just awkwardly scratching at them. Level 7's through first for the side of collecting countless stars. Level 7's just through now for the side of Borkside of the Moon. Matlock gets a nice push on Hoku. However, that will be Matlock getting relatively low. Will they go down? There's going to be a deep dive of them. Hoku now in an awkward situation. Matlock must be Devil's Due, as they have basically healed their full health bar with one click of a well. And indeed, they are actually Devil's Due, which makes sense for the build they're running. And actually, we're going to see Handon, maybe first Handon going over to the side of collecting countless stars, unless... No, they're one short. Who has them? Tychus. Tychus and a Viking, I imagine. Yeah. B-mid does take that, and that will be the first Web Weaver going over the side of collecting countless stars. Good to see wave being cleared. That is Yatra getting dove on. And once again, we have a Blaze that's basically a Pinata. One of the series earlier today, we had a Blaze with about 50-something gems at one point. I was able to have them in barely each time. So I imagine that after watching that, this Blaze may be pretty safe, but it can go either way, so a bit hard to tell. But interesting that we're seeing such a hard push bot. Bot is usually not the priority lane in this map. We usually see the top for the boss or mid for the vision that mid actually gives, because you can control so much if you have that mid layer open to yourself. But no, we have such a heavy bottom push. I think it's just because they're wanting B mid to do his thing. And Yatra is just slowly getting chased out by a couple of Vikings, which, fair. And we do see Soulstone is now complete by Matlock, so he's going to be healing a lot every time he taps or gets a globe. And this actually is a map where you're fighting in lanes a lot, so it makes sense. Matlock is just constantly stepping up and being forced back out. But now we see level 10s come through. High 5 picked up immediately from Lucio. Like, that was a insta-pick. My word. Oh no, there's a Soulstone talent being picked up. What? Okay, I'm confused. Never mind. But we do see Play Again Vikings. We do see Commandeer Odin from ES Cypher. We do have Avatar Mirrodin, Wave of Force Ming, and Cocoon on the Anubrak. Meanwhile, not quite at level 10s yet for Borkside of the Moon. They've only just hit halfway through 9. And that will be the first foot going down. Naz actually finished his spiders off here, so he will be doing a lot of damage coming up soon. Basically, whenever spiders come up now, it feels like a mini Pyroblast in some ways, because man, it does a lot of work. But now we do have Blaze. It's going to be a little bit of an awkward situation as the team of Collecting Out starts teaming up. But so, let's see what's going to happen. We just see Apocalypse from Diablo. Dragon Arrow Hunt. No one goes... No one's going... Dragon Strike, which kind of makes me sad. But, yeah. The thing is, with why Naz is behind is actually can be very much... Oh, that was an awkward stun. Why Naz is behind is very much can be explained, but Naz has really only been in bottom lane. They haven't been doing double rotations from Nazebo, which definitely makes things slower from him. But Yatre and Matlock need to get out now as they are in danger. Also, things to note, we do have Bunker from Yatre if they do get in trouble. Garg from Naz, and Lightbomb from Mandel. Actually, excellent combos now. We're getting a lot of stuns, as that has been a new break stuck in a long place. However, Cafazia doing their best to high-five everyone. Matlocks, and well, the whole combo of Borkside of a Moon has kind of been made redundant by one musical boy just slapping his friends on the hand. Matlock does get a nice shove onto Hoku, but however, Yatre is actually able to get hand in, and I think basically got rid of 50 gems with their one hand in themselves. Let's have a look. We do have B-Mid just absolutely just shoving it. Just like, yeah, we're getting this. This is ours. Go away. I'm this lane I want. B-Mid is actually causing a problem now for the side of Collecting Out the Stars, as they are constantly meaning they need to take care of those lanes. Alright, let's see. Hanzo is slowly getting back up there in stacks. He's at 17 now. Naz is at 73, but has completed their Toad build, their Spiders at least. Hoku in a little bit of awkward situation, but will not be going down. And that will be that Web Weaver is already down mid. The top one is also getting relatively low pretty quickly. And this bottom one is still healthy enough, but not quite where you want it yet. Like, it's only just at the gate now. It's only a half. So this is a decent amount of pressure. I imagine we're going to hear Big Red Bun come out. We're going to see a actually heavy push thanks to those beetles. And Hoku is actually taking far more damage than I thought he would. Webweaver's still pushing in, and we see Guard coming out. We're going to get a heavy push into this keep now. This is going to get taken down. Yep, there we go. That's Tantan, ES Cypher. Yep, there is Odin, Hoku, and just a lot of push top. And we're going to actually have Akari being the first one to respond. No one else there yet. That is actually going to be this fort likely taken down before anything can even get there. Well, we have Diablo still bottom, which not the best place. Actually took down a Viking in mid. Hell yeah. Oh, poor Olaf going down. There's still a bunch of people running at him. Right. So this is now, once again, both teams have handed. Matlock has 34 at this point, probably not wanting to go down yet. Wanting to get those in at least, and now we have what will likely be a decent team fight coming up in a few moments, especially now that Hoku is here. Tin has been found by a teleporting mind, but is now in danger. We do see Pool coming out on Tin, however, that'll be them going down, taken out by a spinning Viking as well as a grenade. However, we do now have Matlock in awkward position, but they're getting backed off of. They had 34 gems just free for the taking, but no, they decided to let Matlock live. And now we're going to get blue Web Weavers in return. Yeah, that could very much work, Iktar, but it's a bit hard. It's a bit hard to say, especially because in hindsight being a hell of a thing, but you never know, because depending on the Viking, they're almost impossible to stop sometimes. But now we're going to see what looks like to be a push top primarily. Nope, changing their mind. They're wanting, yeah, they're wanting to open up mid by the looks of it. They're just kind of rotating, staying free. And actually, Hanzo has finished the stacks now. But as said, Naz is still only at 91. If they're wanting to go Vile Infection, they're not there soon. But in saying that, Gargantuan upgrade of Humongoid is also extremely good. It's not something that I'd say just mess around with. And we do see that this Web Weaver is going down relatively quickly and will go down just in about now. Yep, there it is. We do see Dragon Arrow. We do see a nice double stun. We do see that is again once again another stun coming out. Unfortunately, they went for the Tychus, not the Lucio. And because of that, Lucio actually managed to get a high five off in Tychus, and they get to live that bit longer. They actually just didn't go down at all. Right, so let's see where this is going to go. Give me a moment. I'm just going to mute myself while I have a drink. Right, and I am back. Sorry about that. Just a Viking happened to go down while I was having that quick drink. We do see Matlock gets a nice push onto Cafazir, but straight into the wall of where Cafazir just decides to push out. Which, God, playing Lucio into a Diablo is so scary for me, because I'm like, I like being on walls. He likes me being near walls. Bugger. For lack of a better term. But yeah, now Matlock is being forced out once again. He is at 43 stacks. He cannot afford to go down here. And meanwhile... we've hit the gem cap, I see. We've hit the gem cap of 100 gems. Let's have a look. Oh, what is it, this one? There's so many... Oh, yep, we're going over 100 free, yep. Oh, this is going to be interesting if someone goes down. This is such a large amount of gems, especially for this map. Oh, maybe not for this map, but in general, you don't typically see it get over 70, 80. Like, even at most. But we do see now 16s are even talent tiers once again for both sides. Let's have a look at talents while we're here. We do hear Commandeer Odin getting dropped. And that will be this building going down relatively quickly. And now this is not a safe place to be. Now you're going, okay, this is not quite what's wanted. And not all 5 members were there for the side of Borkside and Moon. But now they are together once again, so we may see a fight come out. Keep in mind that this is not really the most... Well, Lucio actually makes all comps pretty mobile. But ES Cypher is not necessarily the most mobile of people. We do see Dragon Arrow coming out, just finding B mid. We do see that invuln jump coming out. Does get a nice stun onto Yatre. However, that will be a Viking getting relatively low. And they decide just to take the frustration out onto B mid and take him down. We see Matlock being dove onto. We do see a nice stun coming out. However, that is a high 5. That is Nazebo stuck in the web. We do see Bunker being dropped. Tin is now in an awkward situation. Does decide to drop in Bunker as well. Bunker goes down so quickly. However, that is Garg still up. Nice stun from a light bomb. And actually, there's Nubrak going down next. We do see B-Mid trying their best to kind of remove the aggro from his allies, but they're not quite able to do so. Akari wanting that kill into ES Cypher isn't quite able to find it. And B-Mid actually goes down just before they're able to use the play again. That is excellent timing if you're the side of if you are the side of Borkside Moon. But however, he still had 1 Viking up, so they are able to at least turn it over. Also, hi Dax Decay, I hope you are doing well. And that's a dead frog. That Lucio actually just went splat. So now that Matlock probably feeling finally a bit safer. That 45 gems are finally off him. Which is probably like, oh, I'm no longer a walking pinata. I don't have that big red target. Sorry, that big gem-looking target that says hits me directly next to my health bar. And we do now have a Web Weaver phase for the side of Borkside of the Moon. And actually, I'm very happy to see you here, Dax, because we were talking about you the other day, funnily enough, and you just kind of disappeared. So happy to see that you are still alive and well, hopefully, but at least definitely alive. We do see now a nice light bomb combo coming out, as that is very dead. And Ubrak, ES Cypher getting pushed back into it. Will go down to Mahan's with Scatter Arrow. That is now a lot of gems dropped by the side of collecting countless stars, as Tin is just going at the game. He's like, I want in. As he's just trying his best, just rubbing his body against the wall, going, let me in, let me in, let me in. And we do now see that is a Web Weaver is actually very healthy, still pushing up into this. Anubrak and Tychus is still down. We see Leeming is going to quickly reset full mana. And we do see this fort is getting relatively low and will go down. Keep, I should say. And this top one is also soon to follow, and we're likely just to see... Oh, Tin is considering doing something a bit more courageous than the rest of his team, but decided if the rest of the team isn't, I guess I shouldn't as well. And just kind of rolls out safely just to once again get these kind of stacks going. Bacon barely dodging it all by mind. And this is now... Yatre now has 44 gems. We're constantly having like high gem targets today, as both teams are just like not wanting the other team to pick it up at all. And we do actually have Storm Talents coming in. Oh my gosh, we have actually Bad Medicine picked up. This was a very late addition to Nazebo's kit, but is an unstop for the cost of... Yeah, unstop and 20% move speed, plus 50 armor for the cost of 5 stacks of Voodoo Ritual, which you're typically getting 1 per wave in this map, so... It should be very much a net neutral for Tin for most instances, but it's just an extra button that lets him survive that bit longer. Otherwise, we do see Inner Light from Inner Fire from Anduin. I've been calling that wrong all night. We do see Bunker from Blaze, Bullseye Hanzo, as well as Hellgate Diablo. And on the other side, we have Mixing Fire from the Lucio. We have Eric getting charged straight into a wall. Yatre is just needing to hand in. B-Med is trying to stall it. Doesn't quite hit Yatre in time. Yatre gets hit just after it. Other things to note is we have Rewind on the Anubarak. That very, very potent Rewind, just because 4 stuns are a nightmare to deal with. Other than that, Leeming still thinking. Fury of the Storm from Vikings. Big Red Button Tigers, and we'll get to Leeming, I guess, when she finally figures that out. I imagine we're going to see Repulsion, but it could be Tell Rushes. Either works, but typically if you see the combo build, you usually see the Repulsion. And there it is. So, level 25. Let's see how this works out. This has actually been a pretty low kill game. Now I've looked at it. Repulsion misses. That's actually unfortunate for your mind. You kind of need that. And now we are going to need a big defense from the side of Borkside of the Moon. As we do have High Five coming out onto Hoku. Dragon Arrow managed to find Lucio. Lucio is now stuck into the wall. That is a very stunned Lucio. And that would be the Frog going down first. Ballock was stuck in the well. Well, not in the well, but in the web wrap. We do see now that ES Cypher is doing the best to hold on, and that'll be ES Cypher taking a lot of damage. Gets stunned, goes down. Bermudo in the backline using their respawn Vikings. Ikari now in an awkward situation between a bunch of Vikings. Hoku is going to now rejoin the team, getting relatively low. The Cleveland Vikings is 1 Viking, 2 Viking, 3 Viking, all of them gone. Core at 50, 40, 20, 10. And that will be the game going over, and the series, I should say, going over to the side of Borkside of the Moon. GG call by both sides. Well played. Right, let me throw it over to the summary screen real quick. Also, again, good syntax. Leeming playing out of their mind. I've been looking forward to saying that joke. But, however, it was Borkside of the Moon who did take this one, as they did have a relatively shared workload. As, yeah, Hanzo did a lot, but Naz was getting up there as well. And actually, Naz was the only one to die. They did, die a few times just due to them wanting those stacks, and just because they weren't quite able to get there because of those deaths, we did say that change into bad medicine. Other than that, definitely felt a lot more inside of Borkside of the Moon this game. The other game's pretty close, especially Infernal Shrine. Oh my gosh, Infernal Shrines. But this one, comfortably more in the side of Borkside of the Moon. But let's have a quick look at talents. Anything that stands out, as I've said now multiple times, bad medicine. Not often that you see bad medicine picked up. You typically see either the ultimate upgrades, or you see Vial Infection. Those kind of like the main 2 ones that you see picked up there. But it's not an unwelcome addition to his kit, especially if that unstop is just so powerful, especially into things such as a noob rewind, a noob rack. Right. Do I want to do one more cast? That is a $1 million question. Let's have a look. Actually, first of all, I'm going to throw it over the map screen so we can see kind of how the series went. Yep, there it is. As we can see, first map was taken by Infernal Shrines was taken by KL18 Countless Stars after a 2% core by Borkside of the Moon, which is unfortunate. Then we have Volskaya taken by Borkside of the Moon and completing the reverse sweep with Tomb of the Spider Queen. Right, let's have a quick look. Do I want to do one more series? Do we want to finish off this kind of Div C sojourn for the day? Now, what do we want to do? Is there another Div C game like Riot that was just recently played? When it loads. Oh, sometimes this website takes a while, but I do enjoy it. Actually, I may call it there for a bit. I do need lunch. I may come back in a little bit just to cast a little bit more, but we'll see for now. But thank you everyone who did watch today. Thank you everyone who's here currently. It is very nice to see you all, especially if I haven't seen you in a while. So to everyone that's watching, I wish you good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending where you are in the world, because time zones are weird. And I will see you all in the Nexus. Goodbye for now.